second 120 extra tall. Be 2 10-gallons there on the left, 20-gallon sump running on the right. Just foam in the top. There will be pot scrubbers in there and the lava rocks on the bottom. Turn pump there and heater on this side. Got this, probably got grand total maybe 150 bucks into this whole system. 50 bucks for a tank, silicone heater, pump, paint that laying around, bulkheads that laying around, PVC I had. Free-handed these holes, free-handed all my holes. Bottom 2 are the 120, the top 2 are the 75, top 1's the 55. Difference in thickness between the tanks. I don't know why I saved those. Yeah, free-handed these, kind of guessed where I wanted them. I'm a freak about my water level being hidden behind the trim. I was thinking it might not be because of where I had to put the holes, you know, away from the edges so they don't crack and stuff. Instead, I got, call it as you will, lucky or good. I'm calling it good on this one. I mean, I built a lot of tanks, a lot of holes, a lot of that stuff. I always run into some little issue here, there. You know, bulkhead not being tight enough and leaking just a teeny bit or something. And I had no issues with this one. Everything ran perfect. I want to see if you can, comes out in a bar instead of holes. I had to build this because this is where the barb comes in back here. I had to build it so to hold the tank. And I wanted it on this side, pushing everything that way towards that. I want to put some food dye in the sump and see where this spray bar actually shoots and get my actual flow pattern and stuff. Never, I mean, this tank isn't dechlorinized yet. I don't even have the media for it. I'm gonna probably take some of the media out of the other sump and help cycle it. But yeah, why it's just sitting here, chlorinated water and everything, can't be fish in it and uncycled. I plan to change all the water that's in here too. This has probably got a couple pieces of sawdust from when I put the screw in the lights, and either way I want to clean this. You know, that looks like it might be sheetrock. And I'm probably gonna put 2 sponge filters in here. I like to always back up my biomedia. Like, say if my pump went out on my sump, well, I still got those 2 sponge filters to hopefully pick up the slack, hanging light. I gotta do some work with the air. I got air coming from all over here, and there'd be an airline right there, but something, and it makes a lot of sense to me. The owner of my local fish store's husband said, make a loop. He says you don't want to end any of your air at like a direct cap. So I got air coming from one side of the room. So I got air coming from over there and air coming from over there, all to here. Now I want to run it all in a continuous loop so none of this stuff will exit off. Like, say right here where this is a stop at the end of that, probably gonna put a 3-way and attach it to this line that goes onto this side of the room so that this doesn't end, and then there will still be happening on the opposite side. I thought I just broke my tank or some shit. I knocked the holes into the tank. It's definitely tight right here. And the ghost angelfish looking great. I don't know how much ghost they are, and there's like 2 colors. There's some that are like gray and some that are like yellow. So we'll see there in the end. Oh, but what I wanted to show is this is where I lucked out. I kind of already set my water level. You know, I'm going to want it right on the bottom of that drawer so that drawer stays out of the water. But this is where I got lucky. Pump's turned off. Well, to me, a 120 is going to have a lot of a lot of water it wants to suck with it. Like as the overflow and stuff. I almost built this out of a 10-gallon sump. I'd have been so screwed. There's the little line. I can actually operate an inch above that line without leaking. And then this, how it's filling, I can make this fill even less if I did put a teeny little hole in my spray bar. This is going to drain all the way to the bottom of that spray bar, which is going to get me to the very top of this tank. But that's how well it worked out. And those are freehand, so there was no real way of telling what my overflow would be, how much I'd overflow, or what my water level in my tank would be. And I got as lucky as can be because they're both what I want. Siphon brake, just stop, see the air coming through the pump, and when it's very full of the tank. You don't get any better than that. That was just luck. That just worked out. Normally there's always some tweaking and adjustments, like I always said, a leaky bulkhead, or you gotta do that hole in your spray bar, whatever it may be. This time it just all panned out. I was gonna get the quiet one, 800 some gallon per hour pump. Then I got to thinking about my 75 is got an overflow. I drilled 2 1-inch bulkheads and it's just keeping up. So figured I'd go any bigger and I might have to dial it back and put a little strain on the pump. So bought the same pump. I've used Tetra pumps everywhere. I probably got 10 of them now. I got 2 330s, 2 440s, a 550, and 2 700s and a 1200. So I got a lot. Got a lot of Tetra pumps. Back functioning, back at operating level. Those are back to running. You can see the back one is the one that's running at like full siphon. What's up, Aiden? Alright, well, the sun's awake. I'll let you guys go. Here's the second 120 extra tall. It's going to be bare bottom. I'll probably get some really big clay pots. Put some potted plants in there. 2 10s on the bottom, of course, for fry tanks. But to match that guy.